Hello? Who turned off the Amara? What are you?
You said my hair looked like a bird's nest. You laughed at my curls, mocked my skin, called me too loud, for daring to say nothing. You poured coffee on me, in front of everyone. Now it's your turn to feel something stripped away. I'm shaving off every insult, every slur, every word you ever had behind makeup and power suits.
I'm sorry.
When hair is more than hair, when it becomes a weapon, a wound, or a way to take your voice back, subscribe to Barber Stories for raw, unfiltered tales of power, pain, and transformation. Haircut stories, new scenes, every week. Every office has its invisible people. The ones who walk in early, leave late, and somehow vanish in between. The ones who do the work, answer the emails, fix the messes, but are never seen. In this office, that person was Amara Fields, 26 years old. Operations assistant, hired quietly, treated quietly, expected to stay that way. She didn't wear loud colors. She didn't speak over others in meetings. She didn't gossip in the break room. She simply existed, but not without weight. Amara had deep, rich brown skin, the color of earth warmed by Sunday. Her hair, a crown of tight coils, framed her face like soft thunderclouds. Some days, she styled it in a halo. Other days, she let it fall in natural spirals. Each curl a quiet declaration. I am not here to please you. I am here to be me. She had learned to treat her hair like a ritual. Every morning, she sat at the edge of her bed, palms warm with rosemary and castor oil, not to tame it, but to honor it, to remember who she was before mirrors told her to shrink. Young Amara, Mommy, why doesn't my hair go straight like theirs? Mother, because, baby, your hair reaches for the sky. But reaching for the sky was not something the office encouraged, and there was one person who made sure of that. Rebecca Holt, Director of Administration, 10 years older than Amara, polished, platinum blonde, tailored blazers, designer bags, and the air of someone who believed the world owed her softness. Rebecca had taken an interest in Amara, not the kind that nurtures, the kind that nicks, small comments, pointed stares, questions disguised as jokes. Rebecca.
Oh wow, Amara, your curls have a life of their own today. Did you forget to brush?
Amara smiled, the same small smile she'd perfected over the years. Not approval, not amusement, just armor. Rebecca was the type who called herself brutally honest, which really just meant cruel, with good PR. It wasn't just the hair. There was the way Rebecca paused when saying Amara's name. The way she asked if she grew up around here every time she messed up a form. The way she once, in front of 2 interns, said, Rebecca.
Amara, remind me again, what shade of foundation do you even buy? I swear I can never figure out what matches, deeper tones.
And Amara said nothing, not because she didn't know what to say, but because she had learned, long ago, that speaking up came with a price. A price no one ever saw Rebecca pay. Instead, she stayed late, fixed everyone's formatting, refilled the printer when no one else did, replied to emails within 5 minutes. She was not invisible. She was necessary. And yet, when she walked into a room, no one looked up. When she spoke, people kept typing. When she passed by, they turned their chairs just slightly. It's strange, isn't it? How the things that make you you can become the very reasons you're targeted. Her hair, her voice, her quiet, her skin, they were never the problem, but they became the reason. On that Thursday, the one before everything cracked open, Amara left the office with wet eyes and dry cheeks. She didn't cry. She never did, not where anyone could see. But something had shifted. And when the wind picked up that night, it whispered to her a question she hadn't dared ask in years. What if you stopped being quiet? There are moments at work that seem ordinary, until they split your life into before and after. For Amara, that moment came on a rainy Thursday afternoon. It was 8 p.m. The sky outside had begun to darken. The office lights flickered ever so slightly. Not enough for concern, just enough to set the mood. Amara had just submitted a logistics report, triple-checked for errors. She walked to the kitchenette, her shoulders easing for the first time that day. She poured hot water over a bag of chamomile, a quiet ritual she used to borrow herself 5 minutes of peace. Then came the sound, a sound she had come to dread. Rebecca's heels, clicking like accusations, growing louder until they stopped right behind her. Rebecca.
Amara, care to explain this?
Amara turned, instinctively reaching for the document. She had no idea what was wrong. She had checked every column, every number, every font.
Rebecca, this is a joke, right?
You're seriously submitting this to corporate? What is this, some high school PowerPoint?
People heard her. They always did when Rebecca raised her voice, but not a single head turned. Rebecca picked up her coffee. Steaming, black, bitter. Her hand trembled slightly. Maybe it was frustration. Maybe it was something deeper. Maybe she'd been waiting for an excuse. The mug flew. The coffee flew. Straight onto Amara's head. Hot liquid soaked her curls, dripped down her cheeks, sank into the threads of her blouse. No one helped. No one asked if she was okay. A few people turned away. A few pretended to read their screens. And Rebecca? Rebecca.
Well, looks like your hair needed a wash anyway.
Then came the line. The one that would not fade. Rebecca. Low, mocking.
I mean, really, I don't know how someone with that skin and that hair even got hired here.
And just like that, she wasn't critiquing a report. She wasn't joking. She wasn't even angry. She was slicing. Amara stood still. Every drop of coffee now felt like fire. Every eye in the room. A wound. She didn't speak. She didn't cry. She didn't even blink. She walked to the restroom. Alone. Wet. Humiliated. In the mirror, her reflection looked blurry. Water? Tears? Who could say? But her eyes, they were clear. And full. Amara, I've straightened it. Dyed it. Tied it back. Softened it. Apologized for it. And still, it is not enough. Young Amara, why is my hair different? Mother, because you are meant to stand tall, not fall in line. That day, she didn't fall apart. Not visibly, not yet. She dried her face, reapplied her lip balm, smoothed the front of her blouse, and walked back to her desk. No one said a word. No one asked a thing. The coffee had dried. But something deeper had cracked. Something Rebecca couldn't see. Something no one could name. But it had a shape. It had a sound. It had teeth. By 7:00 p.m., the office was a ghost. Desks sat empty. Screens black. Even the air felt thinner, like the walls had exhaled once everyone left. But two people remained. Amara and Rebecca. Rebecca stayed to prep her quarterly report. Amara claimed she had server syncing to finish. No one questioned it. No one knew that for weeks, Amara had been waiting for this moment. From the bottom drawer, where forgotten cables and obsolete chargers slept, Amara pulled out a small pouch. Inside, zip ties, packing tape, and one humming silver set of hair clippers. Rebecca.
Ugh, this Wi-Fi is garbage.
She went to make tea. Chamomile, ironically. She didn't hear Amara approaching. She didn't see the lights above flicker again like warning signals. Rebecca. What the Hello? It took 16 seconds. Rebecca was fast, but Amara was ready. She wrestled her into the rolling chair, tied her wrists with old headset cords, duct tape over her mouth, ankles strapped tight to the chair's wheels. And then, the clippers. She didn't start at the front. She started in the middle, right at the crown, the place where arrogance sleeps. Rebecca. MMPPHH. Long, bleached strands drifted down in clumps, like fallen pride, like powdered snow, like everything Rebecca thought she controlled slipping away. Rebecca began to sob. Not just muffled screams. Real, ugly, wrenching sobs. The kind that break open a person from the inside. Rebecca. MMHH. MMMHH. Amara paused for a moment, looked down at the mess, then placed a gentle hand on Rebecca's trembling shoulder. Not out of pity, just to steady the chair. It was not elegant, not cinematic, not like in the revenge fantasies. Rebecca cried. Spit gathered at the corner of the tape. Tears soaked her blouse. Her entire body shook. Amara said nothing. She wasn't there to gloat. She wasn't there to teach. She was there to take back something, to rip away what had been used to humiliate her and hold it up to the light. When it was done, Rebecca's scalp shone under the cold white light, pink, patchy, raw. She had gone silent now. Only her breath remained sharp, broken, rattling like wind through bare branches. Amara knelt beside her, leaned in, gently peeling the tape from her lips, and finally spoke. Amara.
You threw boiling words at my hair. You poured shame onto my scalp. You humiliated me for being what I was born as.
Amara.
And now, Rebecca, you get to feel what it's like to be stripped of control, of polish, of comfort.
Amara stood, unplugged the clippers, wiped them clean, and walked out, leaving behind the crying, the cords, and a woman who had never imagined herself powerless until the mirror showed her otherwise. The next morning, the office was chaos. Rebecca was found at 2 a.m., taped to a chair, shaking, silent, and completely bald. No one said her name aloud. They didn't need to. By 7:00 a.m., Human Resources had launched an internal investigation. Security footage was requested, and the silence finally shattered. They watched the footage. Muted, no commentary, just images. Amara, calm, steady, walking into the break room, turning off the light, taping Rebecca down, buzzing the hair. But that wasn't the only video they watched. They also pulled clips from weeks and months before. Rebecca, rolling her eyes after Amara spoke. The coffee incident, her mocking voice, mimicking Amara's hair, her laughing on camera saying,
People like her don't belong in client-facing roles anyway.
The disciplinary hearing changed course. What began as a case of misconduct turned into something else entirely. Amara was suspended. No formal apology was issued. No lawsuit filed. No police report made. Just silence. And then, a resignation email.
It read, Amara, voiceover compose, to whom it may concern. I no longer wish to work in a place that celebrates cruelty and punishes composure. What I did was not professional, but what I endured was never humane. Sometimes, silence is survival, and sometimes, survival requires a sound.
Amara Fields, 2 weeks later. The video leaked. No one knows how. Maybe an intern. Maybe someone in IT who had seen enough. But it made its way out to TikTok, to Reddit, to Twitter, to CNN. Amara became a symbol. Not of violence, but of boundary. Of dignity reclaimed. Of what happens when patience breaks and silence burns. Epilogue. Rebecca never returned to that office. She now works remotely. Camera off. No one says her name anymore. But they remember the buzzing clippers. The tears. The moment silence broke open like thunder.